Lima Climate Change Conference. At the ongoing UN climate talks in the Peruvian capital Lima, a Chinese official says the negotiation is progressing slowly, but he believes optimistic results will come out. Thousands of representatives from nearly 200 nations are meeting in Lima from December 1 to 12. The conference is intended to pave the way for a new agreement addressing climate change, planned to be agreed at the end of 2015 in Paris and come into force in 2020. Gao Feng, deputy negotiator of the Chinese delegation to the talks, briefed media on Friday at the sidelines of the 20th session of the Conference of the Parties to the United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. He said that the Lima climate talks have encountered difficulties, and progress is made slowly. But the obstacles are being solved and optimistic results will be produced. During the 2-week-long meeting, the parties should work out major terms for the Paris Agreement and carry out actions to resolve such issues as fundraising. Disparities still remain in how to implement the common but differentiated responsibilities, and how to form mechanisms on funds, adaptation, and technology transfer described in the UNFUC. According to a program of action adopted by China earlier this year, the world's most populous and largest developing country will be brought at the peak of its total CO2 emissions as early as possible. In a joint statement issued during a November visit to Beijing by the United States President Barack Obama, China pledged to achieve the peaking of carbon dioxide emissions around 2030, and increase the share of non-fossil fuels in primary energy consumption to around 20% by 2030. In the joint statement, the United States also promised to cut its emissions by 26 to 28% below the 2005 level by 2025. Gao said the commitments made by China and the United States will encourage other parties to cut emissions, to push forward the talks. China's emission cut efforts have also been praised by civil society during the Lima conference. Indigenous peoples of the Caribbean coast said civil society and indigenous communities highlight the agreement signed by China and the United States to reduce emissions of greenhouse gases by 2030. The community urged developed countries to commit to cutting their emissions of greenhouse gases. On Friday, a forum themed Global Youth Low Carbon Actions was held as an inauguration of a series of activities at the China Pavilion. Students and delegates had sung the song Heal the World and performed a miniature drama. The activities in China Pavilion will present 17 events including forums and press conferences featuring China's efforts and achievements in addressing the climate change.